First up right now at 5, a months-long investigation ends in a teenager under arrest. Police say a 14-year-old was behind several swatting incidents in Killingly.
Luke Haidash is your reporter covering Windham County, live at Killingly High with more about these charges. Luke.
Steph, Mark, police arrested the 14-year-old girl yesterday. It's unclear whether or not she's a student here at Killingly, but either way, police say she's the one behind a lot of panic here in the school district. Wednesday was the last day of school in Killingly, but students already spent plenty of time outside of the classroom this past semester. Bogus threats reported in March, May, and June, disrupting the school day. Now, an arrest.
They wanted to see the large law enforcement response. They wanted to see the large impact. They want to see the trauma to the community.
Amory Bernhardt works with schools to prepare and respond to swatting incidents, fake emergencies. Killingly and state police worked to make this arrest, charging the 14-year-old with false reporting of a large-scale emergency, breach of peace, and making a threat that caused an evacuation.
I heard about it. He called his mother. He was really scared.
Diane Amaral's grandson, Anthony, goes to Killingly High. They're relieved police stepped in.
I don't know how the hell these people decide, oh, let's just make these bomb threats. I just don't think it's appropriate.
Killingly's superintendent says she's grateful for the arrest, writing, "This highlights the seriousness of swatting and the significant impact these false reports have on students, staff, families, schools, and emergency responders." The district says it takes all threats seriously and has updated plans and procedures when one happens. This swatting has been a trend across eastern Connecticut and across the entire state as a whole. Recently, we checked with a few other police departments today up and down 395 that were experiencing similar calls over the past few months. What they have to say about where their investigations stand, that's coming up tonight in the news at 6 o'clock. Your reporter live in Killingly today, Luke Haidash, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Luke, thank you.